Saturday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, which means it's time for another video. I'm going to make you all sick to your stomach a little bit by playing with the focus there. Okay, there we go. All right, let me get refreshed over here to be sure that YouTube is actually doing its job today. It looks so far so good. Fingers crossed, tongue stuck out, mouth's held just right. Okay, life is looking good. Okie doke. Hey, Rosie, appreciate you coming. Thank you so much. We have a guest in the studio this evening, my friend Jennifer McKinley. I won't say she's an old friend because that would imply she's old and she isn't, but we have been friends for a very long time. Hey, Amy. Hi, Sue. Appreciate you guys coming. I hope you're all having a great weekend. All right, so today is the third Saturday in 12 Saturdays before Christmas, which means you've got 10 left after 9 after today. So here's another Christmas card that might be on your rotation. It uses the Christmas Greetings Mix and Match specialty envelopes, cards and envelopes. So you get a beautiful card base, you get garden green or crumb cake, and they come pre-decorated. You know me, you know, naked envelopes, and I did do a little stamping. And we've got a die cut sentiment. Hello everybody, I appreciate you coming. See, nobody's asking questions yet. That's a good sign since I haven't even started. And I used the Amaze Balls Branching Out die set, my favorite of ever and all time. Probably one I'll keep forever, even if Stampin' Up! Does something goofy like retire it. And that's all there is on the front. There's no stamping on the front at all. And then on the inside, I've used the Ornamental Christmas set to make our sentiment and some stamped pine trees. So it's super easy, super quick. And I think you're going to like it. It'll all be on my blog tomorrow, so you don't need to take notes or nothing. We're going to start. I took a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock, and I embossed it in the very cool, you've probably seen me use this more times than you'd like to see, and you're like, Mary, find another embossing folder. But I can't because I love it. So I embossed this piece of cardstock in the Forever Plaid 3D embossing folder, and then I used the largest of the branching out dies to cut it out. The next step is to take one, or actually three, because the word joy has 3 letters in it, and we're going to use all 3 of them at the same time. And what I'm going to do is I am just going to cut out joy. Let's see where the rest of these guys are. Not there. Okay, hopefully Mary's missing a piece. That's going to put a big kibosh on something. Hang on just a second. Let me see what I got going on here. That's not good because I have neither O nor Y. Wait, I have Y. Where's O? Huh? No? Does anybody see O? Am I just looking right at it and missing it? I have it. There's another actual piece of magnetic strip. All right, hang on, guys. I'm going to find it because it's here somewhere, I'm pretty certain. I feel confident that it's right here somewhere. Oh, here. I found it. I found it. I left 2 magnet cards in the envelope. Have I mentioned to you guys that I do much better when I'm under pressure and not so great when I've worked way ahead and I'm like way ahead? Well, guess what I am? Yes, you got it. I'm way ahead. So, this is what we're going to do. I am just going to run this through the embossing machine. In this case, it's going to be die cutting. Okay. I'm going to put all 3 of them right down at the same time because I'm bold that way. Just like that. And they kind of butt right up against each other. And I'm just going to run it through just like that. Okay? So, give me a second to line it up. And put this on and hold it in place, and I will be right back. Don't leave. Do not leave. I will be so disappointed if you leave. I moved the dies, so I'm fixing them, y'all. Okay. All right, murmur amongst yourselves while I'm doing this. Okie doke, here we go. So when you take these out, you get joy, and you're going to hang on to this piece. Don't lose this piece. because it'll make the O look like an O and not like a big old oval. But here's a little tip, and you will see later on in the next few days another card that I made with these die cut sentiment pieces. Do not get rid of them. Keep them because they are so pretty. Oh, so pretty. I feel pretty. And you don't need the center for the actual letter. So I'm going to hang on to these for another card. All right. And they're all cute because they're all embossed in plaid. Gotta love it, right? Sure. Just say, yes, Mary, we love it. We do. All right. Get rid of that. Okay. Now it is simply a matter of, first we're going to go ahead and fold up our Christmas greetings card. And this is a specialty card. So why? Because it has this cool gold foil plaid line in it, which is really pretty nice. I like it a lot. You gotta love gold, especially at Christmas. And what Rosie just typed in the comment section is in fact indeed correct. I will not be on, this will be my last live video until the beginning of November. Okay, so November 1st, which is the 2 Saturdays from now, I will be live again. Next Saturday, I've done a wonderful, awesome, amazing video that I pre-recorded, and YouTube condescendingly allowed me to upload it, so that's a really good sign. And you'll be able to watch it. It's planned to go live at, in fact, 7 p.m. next Saturday, and that is Eastern time. So please be watching. We also will not be having any Zooms. I'll have a Zoom craft room on this Monday, but then there won't be any for a few weeks. All right. Hey, Cheryl. Appreciate you coming. What is that?
Chair sinking.
Oh. My awesome office chair that Jennifer's sitting in is just like rhythmically dropping down. It's an awesome chair. I think we got it free at a garage sale, and they were laughing as we left. I'm not really sure. I think they're like, yeah, you take that dang thing. All right, so we're just going to pull off this 3003 dimensionals. And actually, I want another one. I want one right here. Okay. All right. Now, yeah. I can hear y'all saying, why didn't you put it on foam adhesive sheets? That is a really excellent question. And the answer is, I just didn't think of it. So here's how you would do that. You would emboss your panel first in the Forever Plaid embossing folder. Then you would die cut it with the branching out die. Then you would adhere it to a foam adhesive sheet. And then finally you would cut out the letters. And then that would have this whole thing foam adhesivized, and then you could do this much quicker. But nobody doesn't like watching Mary take dimensional covers off, I'm certain. Okay, next trick, the only trick, okay, it's not the only trick, but it is a trick, is just being sure you get it centered and straight. And you can kind of use the plaid lines on the card front as your guide, and then we'll put some dimensionals on here. One trick is you want to be sure you get the embossed side up. Okay, it's hard to tell. No, this side. Okay. And we're just going to use a couple of these, and then we'll stick it right in the center. And it's going to go from J blob Y to joy. Just like that. With the simple addition of a little oval. Look at that. J blob Y became joy. Joy. Okay, now I took the branching out set. I'm telling you, this is the easiest card ever, and you can make a bunch of them with this set. I cut out a pecan pie pine bough, a basic white berry sprig, and 5 golden rings. No, 5 gold foil pine cones, and we are going to use those to decorate the edge of the label. And here they are. Aren't you glad you didn't have to listen to me die cut all of this? That would have just been like, oh my gosh. Mary, please put some water and some Quikrete and put it together. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my liquid glue. Hello, Heather from Northern California. And I'm going to add a little bit of the liquid glue. That was way more glue than I wanted, just so you know. You don't need a lot of liquid glue, and that was what I would classify as a lot of liquid glue, so I'm kind of getting that gone. And then I'm going to adhere it right here. And really all you want to do, I want it to overlap the Y because I want it to look like that, okay? And I'm going to adhere that like so. And then I'm going to get up and cut a second one because in fact I cut 2 for my card, but I only cut 1 for the video. So there you go. I'll be right back in 1/2 of a moment of a second when I make another pecan pie pine bough. Like I said, what have I said? I'll say it again. I'll probably say it 27 more times today when I have nothing that I planned on having ready to go. I do better when I'm never ready than when I am really ready. The good news is this was such an easy card. Even doing this while you have to wait for me isn't going to add any particular time to the video. So there we go. So this gives you the joy of watching me poke out this die cut. I know, you were wondering how I did it. That's how I did it with my tweezers right there like that. Okay, and so I'm going to take this one, also add some liquid glue. And we're going to put it right here. So it's just, I'm kind of overlapping the bottom of the branches and not letting them get past the, you know, that thing right there, the edge of the card base. All right. And you can kind of move that one. It hasn't quite stuck down yet. So if you need to, you can kind of play with it. It's paper, people. It's paper and adhesive. Make it do what you want it to do. Just very simple. All right. Now I'll take my basic white berry and add him right there like that. Now I'm going to add my pine cones, and most of the pine cones are with liquid glue, but I did use a dimensional for 1 or 2 of them. So let me put one of my little half-dimensional guys on the back of a pine cone. Don't get on there. You're a good volunteer, good man, but I don't need you yet. And I'm just going to pick this guy up and adhere him right under there like that. So you get kind of a layered effect going on. And then I'm just going to use liquid glue for the rest of them because that's fun and I can. You can do whatever you like. If you want to put dimensionals on all of them, do that because it would definitely be cute. You know Mary's rule, there's really no such thing as too many dimensionals. So please feel free to dimensionalize at will. It's your card and your little pine cones. Okay, we'll put one right there because there's a little sticky outy thing on the pine bough. That's a technical term. You need to join Stampin' Up! If you would like to use it. I'm just saying you cannot use bowie thing without being a demonstrator. It's a rule. I just made it up. Okay. And then I'm just going to adhere that little guy right there with some liquid glue. And we have one more because we're decorating with odd numbers. We're going to put him down here like so. Right there. Okay. So can you see how that is? Just pile them in however you can get them. Just be sure you use an odd number, 3 or 5. I mean, you could use 3, but if you can use 5, why wouldn't you? If 3 is good, 5 is better. And what I just did is put a little bit of liquid glue right on the back of this pine bough right there to just adhere it to the pine cone so that it stays and covers that bottom. Okay? All right. Now, we'll put this away, and I'm going to get out some of the white baker's twine. Thanks. Thank you. This is my fall, my October watch band. I have several of them, and I'll probably change to a new one for November because, you know, I can. So I'm going to double up this white and gold baker's twine. And remember, you get the white and gold and black and gold. And so they called it, it's amazing, I hope you're sitting down, the black and white and gold baker's twine. Yes, I know. They spent long hours at the creative table coming up with that. All right, I'm going to make a public bow, so don't laugh at me when it takes me 12 times. You know, I've been doing this for nearly 11 years now, and I still have trouble making public bows. I don't know. It's like doing math in public. It's very much the same. There we go. I got it on like the 7th try. That's awesome. Okay, there we go. Pull it snug and then use your ribbon only scissors, the ones that you give the stink eye to your husband when you see him pulling it out to cut something that isn't fabric or ribbon. And then I'm going to use a glue dot to adhere this to the bottom of my little pine sprig bundle grouping. Okay, and I'm going to squish it up a little bit just to make it smaller, and I'm going to put it right there, like that. And put this guy on like so. Now, I will tell you, I don't get real hit if my bow twine doohickey tails go off the edge of the cardstock. Because why? Because they will bend in the envelope when you put it in there, so it's not a problem. Now, coming in November on the 4th, we have these wonderful new earthy matte dots. You get balmy blue, pecan pie. Was I right? I was wrong. Wrong. Get Lost Lagoon, Cajun Craze, Early Espresso, and Pecan Pie in 2 colors each. And I'm going to use a few of the pecan pies. How many am I going to use? I'm either going to use 3 or I'm going to use 5, right? I'm going to use 5. So I'm going to put 3 down here. And you could actually use the Early Espresso ones if you prefer them, or if you run out of pecan pie ones and you haven't got your replacement pack in. So I'm going to put 3 down here, and then I'm going to put 3 up here. And I'm going to go against my normal thing. I'm going to put 3, but I'm going to put them in 2 groups. So I call that odd. Work with me, people. Just go with me. Just be like, well, Mary's a little tired this week, so she's goofy, and she used an even number on her card. But they're in separate things, so it's like you can't look at them at the same time. All right, so there is our card front. Now, I took a very big risk. I normally do not stamp right on the inside of my card because it's risky. It's just risky. I'm just saying. It's a good way to mess up, screw up, do all the ups. And I don't like to do that. But I'm going to try it for you guys today because I like you. So we're going to use Garden Green and Cherry Cobbler. And I'm using the images from the Ornamental Christmas stamp set. I've got my sentiment and this really pretty evergreen tree. And I almost put Cherry Cobbler ink all over my shirt because I'm a dork. So we're going to stamp our sentiment. And I'm just going to do a test over here to see how straight my stamp set is. Because remember, with these red rubbers, which are going away. Did you know? You remember that, right? We're not going to have red rubber anymore. It's going to be all the clear ones, which is what these should have, well, yeah, the photopolymers, all you're going to be getting on anything produced from November on. So that's kind of cool. So I won't be having to do this where I'm hoping it's straight in public, but we're going to hope it's straight. And we're really hoping it because I'm doing it right on the card base. Even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, y'all, and I found my nut today. Now I'm going to take my Garden Green, and I like, on these kinds of stamps where I'm looking for a straight, I like to turn my card base sideways, or whatever cardstock panel I'm working on. I don't know why, it just makes it easier for me. If it doesn't make it easier for you, don't do it. I mean, seriously, do it whichever way works the best for you. So what I'm going to do is I've inked it in Garden Green, and I'm going to try to make it not look like it's standing in a gale. You're going to miss the red rubber stamps. Okay. They do a pretty good job of making pretty images, but without the Stamp-A-Majig, which apparently has just been dead to Stampin' Up, it's a little hard to get them straight sometimes. But yeah, there are some times when they're pretty handy. I do like coloring them with the Stampin' Right markers, but those are going away too, so what are you gonna do? I'm just saying. Okay, so I'm gonna put one more kind of over here. I'm gonna pull this to me, guys. Hopefully my hair is not in the way. I just kind of wanted this to be sort of straight. I mean, I'm like batting 1,000 right now on the inside of this card. There we go. All right, and done. Now, if you really want to and you're feeling generous, and whoever's getting this is a friend, you could put a couple of the dots in there too, because they're really flat. The nice thing about these is they are very flat, and you can add them easily to the inside of the card. Oh, I like that. Yep, that's kind of perfect. Did I do that on the other one? Oh, I so should have. Okay. Oh, see? This is why I don't like to do things like that, but I did it and it's okay. So I'm going to grab my my sand eraser and see if I can at least lighten it up a little bit. Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just tell them it's a handmade card. Sometimes if I'm feeling really guilty, I'll write oops in little letter right there. Okay, so there's our card, easy and peasy. Also, what's fun about this is you get matching envelopes, but the front is naked, and I have a handy stamp, so I'm going to, Shirley, you got excited about the dogs and almost forgot me? What? Did they win? Did they win? I need to know before we hang up, so comment quickly. Or are they still playing? Okay, we're just going to stamp this guy on here a few times. And by a few, I mean 2. Yeah, I know, it's odd. It's an even number. I know. But see, I would stamp the 3rd one over here, and then that would make the post office angry. They did one. Yay! They did one. Yes. I failed English in all the grades. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that is our card. I mean, that is how easy it is. You could also, really, truly, you could make this card with the crumb cake card bases. You really could. If I was doing it with the crumb cake ones, I would probably make this panel garden green. But that's just me. All right. I hope you have enjoyed this. You now have 9 more Saturdays to Christmas. So if you haven't made your Christmas cards yet, you might want to start thinking about it. I appreciate you spending part of your weekend with me. And I will see you guys in November. I hope you enjoy the rest of it and have a great Halloween. Be safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. No, do some things I wouldn't do, because there's a lot I wouldn't do, and that's no fun. All right. We'll see y'all. Thanks so much for your time. Ta.